up your thoughts, please. So we are going to have our last discussion on Frankenstein today. And this is going to be the opportunity for you guys to explore some of these writing prompts that I have passed out. Okay, so if you are proposing your own prompt, you might want to put a question out on the table that relates to that as well. I would like for, who has never moderated before? Aaliyah, you want to be the moderator today? You have to be really hard on everybody. Make sure that they're staying really in the game. Okay, awesome. So, I'll remind you guys, make sure that you are scholarly, your comments are scholarly in nature, that they're on topic, that they are relevant to the text, okay? And that they follow a thread throughout the class, okay? So if you agree or disagree with something, state that, and then state who you're responding to. And let's try to cover, let's start by reviewing our quiz in our group, and then we will talk through the prompts and then offer any other thoughts and questions that you guys have based on the text, okay? So circle it. Whose seat is it? Okay. Let's see. Jacob, have you ever mapped? You've never been the mapper? You promise?
Yeah, I've never been. I haven't been anything except timekeeper.
Why don't you be the mapper today?
Alright.
That way you can show Aaliyah our progress. Okay.
Yep.
How does Victor dispose of the parts of his second creation? And
he gets frustrated with himself that he kind of would even start the second project, and he kind of clears the limbs around the room, and he basically destroys all his progress.
And then from there, he'll pick it all up, put it in a basket, put rocks in there, take a boat out into the middle of the water, and just drop it down.
Noah?
I agree.
What transpires in the letters between Victor and Elizabeth as he's traveling home? Noah?
Elizabeth wants to marry Victor when he comes back, but she's like unsure if it'll make him happy, and that's all she wants is for him to be happy.
Why does Victor?
But she says, our marriage will render me eternally miserable.
Keep reading. You're taking that out of context.
You're taking that out.
That's all I need.
You don't know.
That's completely out of context because it's only a small portion of the letter, because the entirety of the letter is basically just stating how she wants to marry him, but not if that's not what he wants, because she doesn't want him to be miserable, because if he's miserable, she'll be miserable.
That's kind of like when you give somebody advice on life, and at the very end you say, I don't know though, so if you screw up, if the advice you give them screws up their whole life. And
You read that on Instagram. There's so many posts about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. After that, it says something like, "If you don't want to marry him," something like that, right?
Unless it was a dictated around free choice, but still,
Yeah, exactly.
it would render her eternally miserable.
Whose creature's final victim?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Why doesn't he kill Victor?
Because he's basically torturing Victor because Victor broke his promise to him to make him a partner. So yeah.
happens in Victor's cabin of the ship when Victor passes away?
Basically, Walton leaves the room in his mourning and stuff like that, writing a letter, and then he hears something in there and walks in, and there's Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's kind of mourning Victor while beating himself up. So,
Wait, can you see that again?
The monster.
That kind of stuff.
Was
Monster
mourning
sad.
him and
The
beating
monster
himself
wants him to
up.
suffer more.
like, verbally
Like how
beating
people cut
himself
their
up,
wrists and
like,
stuff and tell them
berating himself
they
for
worthless.
certain things.
He was guilty.
Yes.
Oh, getting games on.
So if you guys would like, you can skip over, you guys can take the discussion wherever you want, you don't have to go with number 5 right now. But if you'd like us to keep pushing there, you can.
To even, the whole point wasn't to kill Victor. Like, Frankie's a kid, and like a child, he lashed out in his own way. Unfortunately, his way involved murdering a bunch of people. But, I mean, I'm sure a toddler would do that if they could. They're evil.
I agree.
He didn't develop the surroundings either.
Exactly.
I think Elizabeth was like a plan kill though. That wasn't a rage kill. He just kind of wanted. He made a promise to Victor that he'd be on his way at night, and he was. First to be murdered.
You're right.
He wasn't his second.
Fix it.
Oh, I agree it was planned, but so could a 5-year-old's temper tantrum.
But
It
he's
could
not
be
gonna take-
planned at a specific time to embarrass their parents.
That is
That's
true.
happened.
I've done it.
My brother does that a lot.
But did they wait like a year?
Frankenstein was like a toddler, but then he became vicious.
Authors in
You're
this
saying
class.
toddlers aren't vicious?
And this,
You could really defend either one of them, Victor or Frankie, because they both did wrong. But you could like back either of their stories up. I think there's a right answer.
I agree with Amy on that, but at the same time, I personally side more with Frankenstein because you're a product of your environment.
Ella, do you have your hand up?
Okay, I disagree. You're siding with Victor, right?
No.
Oh,
said
right.
both.
I say
Frankenstein.
Did you just say Frankie?
No, because
You
that
just said
messes me
monster.
up in my head.
But Frankenstein.
Victor is Frankenstein.
But Frankenstein is also
Who do you side with, Victor?
the monster.
Who's he defending? Is he
How many
defending
times
the
have
monster?
I
Is he
called
defending
Victor
That's fair.
Victor and the monster Frankenstein?
Okay, I agree with that.
I side with Victor because like Frankenstein shouldn't have been so evil. Like he was also watching Victor. Like why couldn't you have just learned from what Victor was doing? Victor wasn't murdering people.
Yeah, and he didn't have to freak out after he knew it worked. He could take responsibility. I think he had.
I agree with Maddie because Victor at the end he kind of took responsibility for it, and then he was gonna like kill him because he would say that I murdered before people because it was my creation. So at the end he took responsibility for it. But
Pretty sure you first.
Actually, it's Ethan before.
You know?
I would say I'm like neither with any of them because they both did wrongs that maybe if they had thought about it a little bit more, they could have both figured it out. Like Frankenstein running away, that created consequences by having Frankie think that it was okay maybe in his head that it was okay to kill the people, and then his doing, he's trying, basically 2 wrongs don't make a right.
An eye for an eye.
oh, not our office.
In response to Maddie, never mind, choose on. okay, you say he could have just watched Victor. Victor ran away from him as he was born.
But he was following Victor.
Yeah,
He followed Victor after 2 years of watching the cottagers. And also, Victor literally dug up dead bodies and sewed them together.
Cottagers didn't kill anybody though.
No, they didn't.
They chased him away.
It was Victor that made him kill people. Because they wanted to do what he wanted.
That's not really Victor's fault.
Yes, it is, because he did it again.
It's Andy's turn.
Maddie, you're talking about how Victor thinks the monster is evil all the time. The monster gave Victor a choice that he said would make him a good person and make him happy, and that Victor decided to destroy the second body that he made, though, because he still thought that the monster was inherently evil. And even though the monster told him that he could be good, it was just his surroundings that made him that way. So really, it's all Victor's fault.
I agree with
Everything.
Austin. It's kind of, he like had a couple kills when he was young, but the monster gave Victor a chance to make him happy and not make him a killer, but instead he didn't.
Yeah.
And so he made Victor's life miserable.
Whoever went up first.
I agree with Austin that it all leads back to Victor because if he would have nurtured Frankie, then he wouldn't have turned out as like he did and killed.
Okay, what if you were in Victor's shoes, would you have thought the same? This is basically towards everybody, the same, Victor.
What?
Because you're all saying this just his fault, and you're basically a third person seeing everything happen. So basically,
His mind did a total 180. Like he was like, "Oh, look at this beautiful body I've made. I'm gonna bring it to life now." And then Frankie opened his eyes and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is hideous. Get it away from me, this demon."
Yeah.
He's got some. Yeah, get
Well,
this awful
demon-
demon away from me.
Damon was the term for demon.
I know.
It's the same thing.
I looked.
Yeah. Inside joke, we get it.
Nice.
You know, it's not too inside.
But again, making another monster is not gonna solve anything.
What?
No, it wouldn't. There'd be two vicious creatures running around.
Okay. When he was like, what he was thinking when he destroyed the second body, he said this monster could have like a whole different way of thinking than Frankie, and he could, or she could, destroy like way more than Frankie does, and so he kind of did it for like the sake of that community
Yeah,
and
I
just
agree.
everyone around.
And if the second monster was not made right and it was more violent,
Yeah.
stuff could have been.
I agree.
And, well, for like Frankenstein's point of view, or the monsters, he gave Frankenstein a choice. I'm going to kill if you don't make this. So if he would have just made it and let him have it, then
That's not
there would have been less
exactly.
deaths.
Okay.
That it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what he said. He gave an ultimatum. He said, I will kill your family and I'll make your life horrible, or you can make me happy and not a killer by making me a woman. That's pretty much exactly
But
what
the
it
woman
is.
could kill, and then Frankie could
And so,
kill her.
yeah, Victor, he made what he thought was a good choice by not creating a second one. He was trying to do a good thing, but he brought it all on himself, because he could have made